So, welcome everyone to tonight's advanced training with Healy. My name is Petra Tezak, and if you are here the first time, welcome. Tonight we are going to talk a bit about business. So, for those of you who know me, you know that I've been living in this energy quantum world since I was 7 years old. I have a pretty intense and long journey of healing behind me. Where I've used energy and frequency and vibration, energy healing, as well as the physical support of the body to actually heal myself while my body did the majority of work. I just created the environment. But tonight, we are talking about the business of Healy. And I'm just going to start sharing the slides so everybody can see things. Perfect. I got this. Great. Okay, so let's work with this. So let's start. Sharing Healy authentically is being authentic. Yeah, literally being authentic in business, being vulnerable, being who we are, on our own. And this is a business training. So if you have been thinking about sharing Healy in this beautiful, beautiful device, I would love to encourage you to really, share it with people that need it, because you have something in your hands that is so beautiful and so amazing. And it is what I call the future on all levels. So when we are sharing Healy and we're building a business, and this is also a part of my personal journey, is that um, any business we are actually starting, any business we are growing, um, well, it means that we we also grow personally. Yeah, so we any business we do is a huge personal growth. No matter what you're going to start, how you're going to do it, you are going to grow on so many different levels, not only professionally, but majority of time you're going to grow personally, on an emotionally, mentally, building your integrity, building your authenticity. And this is the business of the future. Yeah. And it's something that we as humans connect to. And it's really important to actually to do this authentically. Yeah. So let's get over with the basic disclaimers. As we know, our Healy device is a tool. It's a holistic tool, and it is an individualized microcurrent frequency device. So either Healy or McHealy, they're not meant to have any medical applications. They're not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. So when we are doing the business, this is really, really important to not promise something to people that it's not. Yeah, so we really need to be authentic within our own integrity, in our own human body, to actually be honest with ourselves and others. So first of all, disclaimer of the Healy: this is not what we do here, and this is not what we promote. So let's look at, what does authenticity mean to you? So before we go, I've told you a bit about what I feel authenticity is, and we can dive deeper into that. But I would actually love to know what authenticity is for you, only for you, and how you feel, how that comes across for you in your business, in your life, in your relationships. Let me know in the chat, because I would love to know that. I'm just going to adjust my screen a bit before I do anything else, so I can actually see you, because I can't see you otherwise. Okay, that's much better. Yay, I can see your faces. Okay, let me see what the chat is saying. Perfect timing, as I was ready to know best way to reach out to others sharing. Yay, thanks Debbie, I love that. Yes, this is a perfect timing to prepare. This month is a great timing to connect with people, to really start exploring, right? Because business for me, while I'm waiting for you to write down what authenticity means to you in the chat, I would love to say something that is close to my heart. And this is me. Yeah, please do not take this as the only way. But I do feel that when we bring our own heart and our own way of doing things in business, and we share with our heart, everything else happens naturally. So the more we are who we are, the more we lead by example, the more we work on ourselves, the more we attract people that are inspired by that. And we can actually share things with them and inspire them to move them out of the situation they are in and offer them a different perspective. And sharing with others something that we really, really love having in our life, it's the most natural thing that happens in life and business. And sometimes, you know, through my journey as well, and that's something that I've struggled with, is when it came to helping others, I would give everything, there would be no problems. But when it came to actually working for myself, when I actually started my own business, the sell or the selling became a, you know, a dirty word. And it's something that pushes us into building our own authenticity and understanding that, you know, being ourselves and coming from a space of the heart, and really sharing because we feel that this is something that we want to share with others, because, you know, we want to share that, not to put the responsibility on others to actually say, you know, I have this and you need to have this. No, to give them the opportunity of choice. Yeah, their choice is if they choose what you're doing, if they're inspired enough about what you're doing, not to push them into anything that you believe. Yeah, because that is not what authenticity is. Just so we know. Okay, let me see what you wrote. Coherence in mind, words, and action. Beautiful. I love that. True to self, not being what others want or expect. Correct. Authenticity is practice what you say. Correct. So let's look at what the definition is. So authenticity, the definition is the quality or condition of being authentic, trustworthy, or genuine. And genuineness, meaning the quality of being genuine or not corrupted from the original. That sounds quite harsh, you know, when we look at the definitions, but what in essence authenticity really is. So authenticity is a frequency. Yeah, it's a frequency that we vibrate, that we embody. Yeah, it's not something we think we need to do, something we think we need to be, a behavior we need to, you know, kind of learn. No, authenticity is your own true vibration that you embody and integrate. Let's say, I don't know what the other word is, but literally bring out. Yeah. So it's not something you need to become, it's something you need to unbecome and unlearn in order to become who you are in your essence. Yeah. Because the more you are closer to who you truly are, your values, your boundaries, your visions, how you approach life through your core values, standing up for what you believe in, saying and then doing what you're saying, standing up for things that you truly believe in, and how you approach people, how you think you should be treated, and how you feel you want to treat others. Yeah. So that is all authenticity. And it's really important because authenticity is one of the highest frequencies currently measured. Why am I saying that? Because it's not about how we, you know, what we say to people. It's about how we say it, what place within the body this is coming from, and how you are behaving, how you're approaching, what your mental patterns are, what your emotional patterns are. Are you, you know, always spiraling on the emotional roller coaster and, you know, hooking on that vortex of negative emotions? If you are, then you need to have tools and approaches in order to actually get you out of that space. And we have those tools. We have Healy, we have aura scans, we have coaching scans. All of those can be used in your business daily, yeah, or weekly. So you can actually move yourself out of that gunk, yeah, and that vortex that you hook on, because we hold frequencies that come from our trauma, suppressed emotions, and things like that, and that actually influences how we do business. So, and how we do relationships, because business in essence is only relationships, right? So the relationships you have with yourself in any level, yeah, talking about money, talking about deep connections, talking about heart to heart connections, talking about superficial communication, yeah, how you talk to yourself on all levels is how you're going to talk to others. And you can see where you are lacking, meaning where you contract. Those are the areas that you need to be aware of when you're communicating with others, when you're doing your business. Yeah. So what are the key factors in authenticity? Is self-awareness is one of the first ones. The more you are aware of how you're feeling, how you're thinking, and really being aware of the thoughts that come through. So if you can catch your thoughts that are what we call negative thoughts, yeah, you can stop yourself and start reframing the words that come out of your mouth, because those words carry frequency and vibration, and you are literally creating your own reality by connecting and communicating with yourself and others. So self-awareness, and we have so many tools in Healy to actually help us build that self-awareness, to actually move and shift the frequency we are in, and becoming closer to who we are in our essence. So knowledge and trust, knowledge of and trust in one's own motives, emotions, preferences, and abilities. This is what self-awareness is on all levels. Yeah, not just emotions, your thoughts, your actions, your strengths of what you can do, and your limitations as well. So you can be aware of that and build them. Then the next one is unbiased processing. So clarity in evaluating your strengths and your weaknesses without denial or blame. So this is one of the really important things when we're looking at personal growth in business and when we are looking at communicating with others. So if we have prejudice and we put labels on ourselves, trust me, you're going to judge others as well in the communication when you're actually communicating with them. Yeah. And when it comes to sales, if you have a blockage there, meaning that there's a negative connotation, you're going to put a label on it. Yeah. So have in mind to try to be unbiased, be an observer, really looking at the client, coming from service point of view when we're building a business, because that builds your authenticity. Because there in energy, there is no pressure. People will feel pressure when you're not in your authenticity. They will feel pressure when you're actually in your contraction, because energy can move and they will feel that in their space. So the third one is also behavior. So your thoughts, your emotions need to respond in your actions, and how you approach certain things will build your authenticity. So acting in ways that is congruent with your own values. Core values are truly important. If you don't know your core values, start there. Because if you don't know who you are, what's important to you, what you stand for, you will not be able to connect with people. Yeah, because you will be pleasing people instead of actually standing in your own authenticity. And also your needs, because values have needs. Needs are behind values, and boundaries connect to your values. So you will never know how to say no, and when to say no, and when to say yes. You will never know how to satisfy certain people's needs because you don't know how to satisfy yours, right? Because you need to satisfy your needs from within. And even at risk of criticism or rejection. Who experienced rejection in business? Who's good with it and who's not? Type yes or no. If you're good, type yes. If you're not good with rejection, type no. I want to see how many people work with rejection every day. Okay. Not good. Good. Welcome to the club, right? So we all had to go through that. We all had to look at rejection. But why can we just say, instead of rejection, can we teach ourselves to look at the situation differently? So instead of rejection, we could say, that's a great opportunity. A great opportunity for growth, a great opportunity to change my perspective, a great opportunity to find different solutions, a great opportunity to actually, for me to step up and find different ways. There is no rejection. Rejection is only in our heads because we see that as a different perception. Sorry, there's things coming up here for me that I'm not really happy with. Okay. So we need to figure out how to be an observer so we don't take criticism and rejection personally. There is no personal in communicating with others because it's not about you or me. Yeah, it's about them and their world and how they're responding into the world. If we are taking this personally, we are not actually looking at their needs. We are looking at how to fill up our own hole that we haven't done the work on. Yeah. So really important to understand your behaviors and the behaviors of your potential clients or customers. Yeah. And because that will bring you authenticity. And then the last one is relational orientation. Everything relates to everything. Relationships are just mirrors of each other. We are always relating. Yeah. So close relationships, which inherently require openness and honesty. So when we are authentic, we will be honest with our potential clients. We will be honest with ourselves. If we can't actually support them, be honest with yourself. It's okay to actually, share it with someone else that might be a bit more, appropriate for that person. Or be honest with yourself in saying, this is how I can support you. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do anything else because it's not in alignment with my own authenticity. It's not who I am. Because if you know your values, you understand how to approach people and you will respect theirs. And that's what builds trust. People will feel you and they will trust you. Yeah. And that's what we want to create. Trust in relationships, because this business is based on relationships. And it's based on our own relationship with ourselves first. So why are we drawn to authentic people? Tell me in the chat. Tell me, why are you drawn to authentic people? What really draws you to that person? Pop it in the chat. I'll see if I can actually see anyone coming up with stuff. But love the courage, their vibration, frequency, faith, rapport, goodness. Yeah. So we trust people that when they say they want to connect with us, they will connect with us. We trust people when they are actually being themselves instead of trying to sneak in certain things, because we know our body will recognize, and we know there's something shady in there. We know there's something's not right. Any business is an exchange. Call it sales, call it money, call it whatever you want. But if it's an authentic exchange of energy, you will thrive, because people will want to be like you. They want to be inspired by you. They will literally be drawn to you because they are lacking certain things in their life and they want to have what you have. But if you're not working on yourself, you can't lead by example. So in any business, leading by example means being authentic. And I know this is now coming into the trauma situation of, what about if they don't like me? What about if they don't accept me for who I am? What about if they won't like what I give them or what I show them, right? Well, let me tell you something. People don't know anything else but what you actually give them. So and they will only see things within you that they actually see within themselves. As I said, relational mirrors. So the more you're going to honor authentically who you are and what you want to be and what your values are, the environment around you will actually reflect exactly what you love the most about yourself. It will also reflect things that you don't like about yourself, but that's an opportunity. Yeah, so the way you frame things, the way you actually approach things in life is going to shift how you do business, how you do relationships, how you do your personal relationships, how you do health. Yeah, all of that shifts when we start with ourselves. So why are we drawn to the authentic people? Well, individuals that actually consider being authentic are actually those who strive to align their actions with their core values and beliefs. So we feel how what they say, they keep their promises to themselves and they keep the promises to others. And with hope of discovering and then acting in sync with their true selves. So they're not trying to please and come across as, I'll do this for you, just do this something for me. So it's no, this is who I am. And I know in my body, because I'm true to myself, that what I have for you is something that's going to benefit in your life. It's not because I want you to have that and I want you to buy it. No, of course, that's the benefit of it. But I want you to have it because I truly feel that this is something that's going to benefit in your life. Because I am authentic to myself and I'm honest to myself. And whatever I do, I follow up with actions. And when people act in ways that violate their self-concept for who they are, their core values, they actually may experience negative feelings ranging from mild discomfort to heavy guilt. So if you're not in your authentic self, people will not be drawn to you because they will feel heavy, because you are feeling guilty and you're in conflict with yourself. We are drawn to people that feel open, that feel bubbly, that feel full of energy, because they are radiating that energy because they are in alignment with themselves. So why am I staying here for so long? Is because this is the foundation. You don't have to know anything else. Yeah? If you are building your authenticity, every conversation you're going to have is going to open doors for you. Yeah, we are going to go into the nitty-gritty of how to do this. But every conversation will open doors for you. Not every conversation is going to be a sale and an exchange, monetary exchange, but every conversation will be an exchange, a vibrational and frequency exchange. So we also need to start thinking in business that money always comes. If we come from a place of service and our own authenticity, every conversation we have with people has an exchange of energy, and that energy makes circles. Remember, energy is energy in motion. It needs to move. Yeah. So every conversation we have with people will come back either way. So authenticity is a foundation. Okay. So let's look at how do we do this? How do we share Healy authentically? First, we start with our why. So we had a whole session on why in our advanced training. So if you want to look at that, you can go and look at the why. You can actually write things down. We also had an envisioning session for your vision in the future. So you can actually look at that when you have a meditation in there as well. As I said, vision and goals. Yeah. So we need to actually have a vision of what we want to create. Yes, it can be monetary vision, but I would encourage you to actually look for the vision that inspires you, that sparks the emotion within your body. Yeah. And out of that vision, create goals. We had a session on goals and how to create them. You can look at that in advanced training as well. But it's really important. Remember, quantum field? Thought is the smallest particle in the quantum field. It electrifies the field and creates an image. Emotion is the magnetic particle of the field. It draws opportunity back to you. Yeah? Action is what brings things into physical manifestation. So if you don't have a vision, which is thought pattern, yeah, and you don't activate it with emotion and bring goals, step-by-step thoughts, yeah, and activate it with emotion, you can't bring it to you. You can't bring your opportunities to you. Yeah. And then if you don't do actions, nothing can change on a physical level. Let's look at inviting people to explore. So when we are out there in the world, we meet people all the time. Either be it, so business can be done online, it can be done face to face. You can meet people literally anywhere. Yeah, on the plane, on the train, anywhere. Yeah. So it's really important to understand what happens when we are connecting, and when we are connecting with people, and how we connect with people. So we're going to look at today inviting people to explore. We're going to look at the first experience with Healy, and we're going to look at the follow-up. Yeah, so we're going to have all those things remaining. So let's look at the first one. When we are talking to people and inviting people, we need to know how to start a conversation with people. Yeah, first we need to be authentic and aligned, checking our energy and being aware of our thoughts and emotions and where we are in our space. Yeah, our state of being. So when we want to actually have a conversation with people, we also need to be likable. Yeah, so people will like us and when we are authentic. Yeah, but we need to like ourselves first. So build on your core values, determine your boundaries, as I said, and live by them every day. So to become authentic. Yeah. And then people would trust someone that has an energy of conviction. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself and what you're doing, nobody else will. So you are the creator. Believe in yourself. And when your actions match your words, you will build trust. And then be a bit extra. Yeah. So have that extra passion for things that you love. Give extra love and kindness. Share the love, share the kindness with people. Yeah. Share how you live your life. Help people just for the sake of helping them. Don't just try to have a transactional conversation every single time. Nobody wants that. Think of how you would want to be approached. Think of how would you want people to talk to you? You would probably want to talk to them, and you would want them to talk to you as a normal human. Yeah. And want to get to know you and who you are and what you love and what you don't love. So you can actually build that conversation and build a relationship. Yeah. And also be aware of how you express yourself. Yeah, because that is also part of authenticity. And also try to find ways that actually feel real and unique to you. Yeah, not to any someone else. You're gonna, have trial and error, and that's okay. Okay, so how do we connect with people? You can share your story. Yeah, if you have a story from your life, you can share a bit about you and how you've came to this point. You can also share a simple thing that excites you with Healy. Yeah, for example, if you've been using Healy, if you're new to Healy, you can share about what you love about Healy and what attracted you to Healy when you actually bought it. If you've been doing and working with Healy for a while, share with people, why is this such an important tool for you in your life? Please don't go into the nitty gritty of how Healy works, because you are going to overwhelm people too much. Yeah. So they don't need to know. For the first conversation, they don't need to know how Healy works. They only need to know your excitement of what you love about it, because that is what comes from your frequency of authenticity. Also, have a strategy. Yeah, have a strategy to run regular online or in-person Healy experiences. What does that mean? You can have an online presentation. You can have, some time dedicated to actually connect with people to give them their first experience. And then you need to have what we call in marketing a funnel. Yeah. The funnel you use to actually pour the water into a container. Yeah. The same thing happens when we are connecting with someone and we are guiding them to express and explore something that they haven't done before. That's why I like to invite people to explore. I'm not attaching anything onto their will buy because I invited them. No, detach from the outcome. Yeah, you really need to detach from the outcome when you're talking to people, because people will feel that. It's frequency, because you have an agenda at the back. So make sure that you are aware of your energy and where you are sitting and standing in. And when you're inviting them, invite them because you want them to learn about something. Yeah, and you want them to learn about healing. You don't actually, if you're talking to someone, you don't actually have to tell them about Healy, like this is Healy. No, you can just tell them, like, I'm using this quantum frequency technology that's actually helping me on so many levels, on a personal level, on an emotional level. I've been growing so fast and expanding. You know, I've been changing my life, my relationships, whatever your story is. Yeah. I really think that I would, you know, benefit, or you can use different words. Like, I think this is something you would really resonate with. This is mine. Yeah. That's something that you would really resonate with. And I would love to share it with you. Are you interested? Yeah. So you're inviting them and having conversation. Make sure before you invite them to actually learn about them. Ask questions. Yeah. Do not attach to the outcome. Ask questions. It's not about you. You can share bits of your story, but it's all about them. Questions like, for example, if you meet someone the first time, yeah, how are you? What do you love in your life? What are your challenges currently? This is my challenge currently. And I've noticed this and this and this. What about you? What are you excited about? I want to learn all about your projects. Learning about them is a really important step, because everybody likes to talk about themselves. Yeah. And if you give them the space to talk about, you will build that connection and trust. And when you invite them to the first experience can be an online presentation. It can be, you know, catching up face to face to run a program on them. Yeah. Or it can be, you know, an online Zoom call where you do a scan. Yeah. So let's look at the first experience. So first of all, when we invite them to the first experience, we need to follow up after the first experience. Yeah. So we need to actually have a closure of that. So if it's an online presentation on Zoom, you need to actually follow up. They will expect you to follow up. Yeah. We will look at the follow up at the end, but just so you know, this comes in here as well. Okay, so let's look at the first experience. As I said, all through your journey of communicating with someone, you need to ask right questions. Yeah. So what are the right questions? So the right questions are the questions that can reveal more about them and their needs. So you're looking about the situation about them. What are their needs? What are their challenges? What are they facing right now in their life? Because we are looking for things that we can relieve their challenges with. A tool, we have a tool that we can offer them to relieve the situation they're in. Yeah. So people always looking for solutions. Please have no expectations. When you are talking to people or having the first experience, when they say yes to the first experience, so they're just exploring, they're not actually, maybe a 3% of people you're going to talk to, that was me. Yeah. I knew exactly the first time I saw this device, my whole body said, yes, I want this. And all I needed to do is actually get an experience to see how it works, and I'm done. I was signed and still delivered. Yeah. But majority of people are just exploring. They want to see how it feels. They want to see, how would that work for me? They want to see, is this actually going to bring me the benefit in my life? And is this worth the investment? So they are having all these questions at the back of their mind. So you need to ask the right questions to build the trust. Listen. When you're asking questions, listen. Not just have 10,000 different questions in your head and actually talking to them, but not listening what they say to you. The most important thing is you will get the right information if you listen to them. And you will know exactly what questions to ask because you will hear their words, their struggles, the things that they are actually searching for. And you will know how to ask the right questions. So how do we approach the questions? Yeah. We need to ask open-ended question, not closed-ended. So closed-ended questions would be yes or no, or one-word answers. Yeah. So what color is your skirt? Black. Okay, that's a closed-ended question. We need to ask open-ended questions that start with why, what, when, where, and how. So for example, let's look at examples. If we have a conversation with someone and we have their first experience and they are experiencing the program and you're talking about this device, for example, you can ask them, how would you feel to have a tool that could see patterns you can't see yourself? For example, if we are doing an aura scan or a coaching scan, yeah, how would it feel? Would you be empowered? Yeah. And how important would that be for you? And how important are tools in your life? So you're asking the questions to dig deeper. Yeah. How would you feel if you could actually support yourself at home and you wouldn't have to go to the doctor every single time? What about if you could actually transform certain patterns, not only for yourself, but for generations before you? How would that feel for you? So you're looking for situations and you're looking for the feedback to see what they are responding to. So either they're responding to physical stuff like health, either support, they're responding to emotional patterns, they're responding to coaching, meaning how can I shift certain things in my business? How can I shift certain things, in my relationships? So those are the things that people will respond to. Yeah, so you need to ask the right questions based on the focus that they need and want. When you know how to ask questions, you can offer options for the first experience. So you can have an online experience or you can have in-person experience. So if you have an in-person experience, you can offer, for example, this is how I do it. There's options. So this is just me presenting what I normally do. And I've actually asked other leaders for this presentation to bring together different approaches. Yeah. So you have different options. Remember, we need to actually make a funnel. So we are talking to people at the top, inviting them into the experience, be it presentation, be it online presentation, like demo mode, be it in person, it doesn't really matter. Out of that, they are exploring and we are inviting them to another experience if they are not ready to buy. And from there, if they're not ready to buy, we are inviting them to something else as well. So we are always building and never cutting the relationship. Yeah. So we're always building and inviting them to things that are new, something new to experience. Yeah. So our first experience, like majority of my clients are either online. So we normally do an aura scan, or in person, I would normally pop a program on them. So I have a list of programs. If you want the list of programs, let me know. I can actually pop it. I can share it with you. But I always focus on the list of programs that are connected to our Healy demo mode app. So I don't know if you've heard of it, but we have a demo mode app, which is on the Healy Advisor search app. And I actually focus on those specific goals and focuses. I'll share you at the end what those are. And I actually literally use programs from those area of focus in order to help them experience the programs that are already experienced by Healy Corporate. So they already created all of that. So they can actually have the right experience for the right focus. Yeah, those are the most experienced programs that we found. Yeah. And I would actually apply that program and talk about the healing, how it works, and have a conversation of how they can use this device in their life, how that would benefit them, how it benefit me. I would share my story. Yeah. And if they're not ready, then we move into a second stage of a second experience. If it's an online experience, Yeah, I would actually do either an aura scan or a coaching scan, depending on a person. Yeah. And you could actually show them what Healy is. You can show them, the apps that you could use. But I normally focus on the aura. Yeah, give them the scan, give them a bit of interpretation. I then vibrate everything, yeah, for a minute and 20. And then I show them what other programs they could use to support themselves through the elements or the patterns that came up through the aura. And it's really important to ask them questions again through that experience to actually bring out the most important things for them. Yeah, so those are the options for the first experience. So what I like to do is create, if they're not ready to buy on the spot, if they're not like, I want to do this right now, let me sign it. Yeah. If they're still thinking about it, then I would actually schedule a follow-up appointment. So meaning on the day of the experience, I would say, perfect, no worries, you can sleep on it. What about if we talk, let's say it's Sunday, and then I say, okay, let's talk on Tuesday, at this Tuesday at that time. So you need to confirm the appointment. Always confirm the timing, yeah? Because then they will expect you to follow up, and you will actually keep that promise, and you will build trust. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no. What matters is that you're building trust. Yeah. And they're actually trusting you by exploring with you, and they actually going to follow you and love you for who you are, because you are actually giving them the right information, the right answers that they need. Yeah. For them. So when we are following up with someone, let's look at the follow up. Yeah. So when we are following up with any one of the potential clients or customers, yeah, the first thing we need to do is align our state of being. So go into your being authentic self, check your energy, and remember, we are working with quantum field. If you are having conflicts with your partner, if your kids are irritating you, if the neighbor is knocking on the door all the time and you can't get rid of them, please don't go and follow up. Yeah, if you are in an irritated state, your performance and your responses will be exactly the irritated state. It's just going to be a mirror. Make sure you do some breath work, put on the Healy programs, vibrate some things for yourself, calm yourself down. I like to use programs like Positive Thoughts if I need to calm myself down, or just literally do Joy of Life. And then when I'm actually calmed in my own space, I normally put on an activation program, do a bit of meditation and visualization, and then I go into follow up. Yeah. So I'm activating my energetic field. I'm sending out signals. I'm already visualizing what I would like this person, the best possible outcome for that person that will bring me the benefit as well. Not, I just want to sell this. No, this person is suffering with this and this. They need support with this and this. I know that this will help them, and I know that they can benefit from it, and I want the best outcome for them. And I ask for help. In the quantum field, I ask for help. Please help me find the solutions for them. Not for me, for them. Because whatever is good for them is good for me. Because then the money comes because the energy is authentic and in alignment. Yeah. So if we are of service, we always will come from authenticity, and people will get exactly what they need. And trust me, because they trust you, they will buy from you again. So alignment, state of alignment is really important. And then we have the first statement. Yeah. Oh, first of all, you need to follow up between 24 to 48 hours. Yeah. From the meeting. So don't follow up in 5 days. And if you have a meeting on Monday and they're not ready to buy, follow up in 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, not later. You need, unless they can't do it and it's really impossible, you then decide exactly the time that they need and want, and really try to do it in the 3 to 5 day period, yeah, if they can't do it in the 24 to 48 hours. And again, they're expecting you to connect. So if you have a blockage of, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to connect, I don't know how to call, blah, 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 they are expecting you. So it's not about you, it's about them. And it's about building the trust with them. Yeah, so make the promise, build on that promise. And again, be of service. When you connect, the first statement, build trust. So when you connect with people after the presentation or after the session that you've had, make sure that you are authentic, that you are excited, yeah? And that the first connection comes from, you know, compassion, excitement, bubbliness, happiness, things that you value with other people that you see that you admire, yeah? That other authentic people you're drawn to. So make sure you get into that state of mind. If you feel like you're forcing yourself, you're not in the right alignment. Bring back the memories of those feelings from other experiences. Keep them in your mind, keep them in your body, keep them in your field, and literally connect with other people from that state of being. So, for example, it really doesn't matter what you say, but you could say something like, if you have a presentation, wasn't that just an amazing presentation? Yeah. What did you like most about it? I love that and that and that. What was your favorite part? Yeah. You can also say, I was really excited by the session we had the other day. Yeah. Or on Monday, Sunday, whatever the date was. Yeah. And I really loved seeing you, how much insight you got. And I loved seeing that part of you. And I learned so much about you. Yeah. What did you love about our session? So really bringing out the positive aspects of them, of who they are. Yeah, not because sometimes Healy on the aura scans can bring up really traumatic experiences. Focus on the things that are good for them. Focus on inspiring them of how much they can shift and change. Also, the most important thing with follow-up is to be a leader. Lead by example. Yeah, as we said, authenticity means lead by example. As a leader, be likable, like yourself. If you like yourself, others will like you. Be approachable, be open, ask questions. Yeah, don't always talk only about yourself. Be teachable. You can always learn something from anyone you meet. Listen to their stories, ask them about their experiences. Be excited about things that you haven't learned before. Or even if you have learned something, you can also share things like, you know, I always love to learn about things that I don't know. And I love to listen to people's stories. And I love how you're sharing this with me. Be really your own honest, authentic self. Again, own your values as a leader, or own your beliefs and your energy. Be aware of your energy. Where are you? How are you? You know, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? Yeah, all of those things need to be in alignment. So you need to be aware of them. So practice. Also, as a leader, have a mindset of a leader. Yeah, so what does that mean? Having a mindset of a leader is do not focus on the outcome, meaning when you are connecting with people and following up, please don't have in mind, oh, they're going to buy the Healy. Yeah, I'm just going to sell them the Healy. No, they're not going to buy the Healy if you have that in your head. Please shift that into how can be of service? How can I help you today? How can I transform your life today? What is it that you need? Yeah. Please do not project your own agenda. I have 3 Healys to sell this month, yeah, to get to this rank. That customer doesn't want that agenda. They don't care what you need. They care about their needs. Yeah, it's about them, not about you. So focus that energy onto them and their needs. Intention. When you work with quantum field, we know now that intention is the most important thing you can work with. So have an intention of changing someone's life. How can I support you? How can I transform your life today? How can I help you find solutions? I'm here to actually support your needs. That should be your intention, or find an intention that's good for you, that's not about you only. Yeah. Then also, how do you motivate yourself? Yeah. And how do you do the follow-up and do the business? Motivation does not come from to-do lists. To-do lists are just tools. So don't treat a follow-up with a client as a task, because it is not a task. It is a connection. It is an exchange of energy. So have that intention in mind. Also, a trick that you can be aware of when you're communicating, words like, you know, please take the time to meet with me, or thank you so much for taking the time, so much, I'm so grateful that you're taking the time. So make sure that you are not overdoing the thank you and please options. Yeah, because you want to be in your integrity, and you know that you're doing good for someone. So it's not about being lower or higher in energy. It's about, I know this is a good thing for you, and I'm so excited for you that you chose yourself. Not thank you for choosing me, or thank you for choosing this, and thank you for doing this. No, it's about, you can say thank you for choosing yourself, and I'm so excited for you because you are literally embarking or starting a new journey. And I am so grateful to be a part of this. Yeah, so make a shift in how you approach things with words. Again, be of service. If they feel like, they're lost, they're not sure, you can also give them an opportunity in, the wording of, I'm here to help you out. It's okay. I got you. You're not alone in this. Yeah. No need to stress. I will guide you and hold your hand every step of the way. I know this is completely different. It's stretching your mind, but I'm here. I'm here to help you out. Yeah. So giving them this reassurance, yeah, keeping them at ease that everything's going to be okay, that you are here and you have the knowledge to support them. And if you don't have the knowledge, that's okay. There's other people around you. There's a community that can actually support you. So all of this, by you being a leader, establishes trust and builds rapport. So if a person doesn't know anything about frequency and anything about quantum physics, it's okay. They don't need to. We don't know, well, majority of people don't know how the electricity actually works or how the washing machine works, but they're still using it every day. Yeah. So everything was once new, and we need experiences to actually understand how it's going to benefit our life. That's why we offer them explorations with experiences. Yeah. Again, we have asked questions, we've been through, and then define the connection timing. So again, the date and the time, you need to make them say yes or no to that date and time, and find dates and time until they actually say yes to certain things. Because people will say to you, yes, that's fine, we'll talk. And then a month goes by and they forget about you. It is your responsibility, your job in your business to follow up with people, because you are the one leading. If you are leading, you are building the trust with them, and you're showing them, leading by example, how to actually connect with people and what to do. You're showing them the path, you're showing them the way. And then if you encounter objections, yeah, before they reject you, yeah, the word, we call them objections, right? I can't afford things, or this doesn't work, or what's a good one? I really love this, but it's too expensive, or all of those things that people try to justify themselves that they really don't want something. Yeah, they don't want something because they probably don't understand it. You haven't actually explained it properly. You haven't had a conversation with them to build a rapport and trust. They are not trusting you enough to actually open up and ask questions. So you need to go back and really think about how you approach things. You need to reflect on things. You need to look at your questions and really dig deeper. Yeah. But if you come to that objections of I can't afford it, or it doesn't work, I'm not going to use it at all, or whatever that is, I like to use, and a lot of other leaders as well, like to use feel, felt, found. Yeah, that's one of the techniques to overcome the objection. So, for example, if somebody says, I can't afford it, you could say, I completely relate to that. I feel you. Yeah, because when I started, for example, I felt the same way. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, that's not worth it. But then I actually did a bit of research and I asked other people around, and I actually found so many benefits. I found so many different options that I could use this device. And then I was looking at, oh my God, it has the coaching, and I pay for coaching, $3,000 at least for a package. And then it has the aura scan. I can literally balance my own energy. I can actually figure out what's working with my body and what's not. I can use this for my business. So you can actually give them the benefits that you found that actually bring you the money back. So what people are looking for when they say I can't afford it, they're looking at how can I get the return of investment? Yeah, so how can I get the money back? So how can I benefit from this so it's actually worth the investment? Trust me, Healy is worth the investment. Yeah, I would have everyone on a professional if I can. Yeah, and I wouldn't even look at the gold, because the professional has everything that I actually ever wanted. And I started back then, there was no professional because it was so back, 4 years ago. So I started with the top one, which was the resonance, the old resonance, and then I upgraded to professional when the new one came out. And I wouldn't go back. My professional is everything I ever wanted, and I use it in so many ways, and it brings me so much money back in return on investment. So it's really important to understand for yourself, if you are using the Healy, how is it benefiting you? So you understand the benefits of Healy and how it's going to implement in anyone else's life. And you can actually give them that explanation, not even explanation, exploration. So you can actually give them an insight of how much they can actually benefit from it. So these are options that you can use. For example, if it doesn't work. Yeah, I feel the same. I completely resonate with you. And I didn't know that, this is actually backed by science. And I've done, and I felt that this is like completely mumbo jumbo. Yeah. But then I actually read some research behind it. And I found that this is actually, a device that's backed by science, that's done a lot of research behind it. And it's not just something that, people are saying it's doing. So, and then I actually realized that, wow, this is actually benefiting people in this and this and this and this way. So you can turn this around for any objections that you have in your customers, clients. They are just looking for answers from you to be competent, believing in yourself, and have the conviction to tell them, to guide them, and to support them. Don't make decisions for them. Yeah, guide them, support them, and allow them to make decisions for themselves. There's other ideas to how to follow up. For example, you can share testimonials with them, so they can actually see from other people's experiences how Healy works. You can also invite them from this experience. Yeah, you can invite them to a one-on-one call. You can invite them to a face-to-face meeting. You can also invite them to a demo experience. Yeah, so which is where you actually share a Healy with them for 7 days, and the app actually goes through the entire process. So we're going to do the demo experience next week. I'm going to show you exactly what it is, how you do it, how I use it. But it's a really good thing. So remember, if you have a first experience, always follow up. Out of that, always invite them to the call. Out of that, always invite them to the demo experience or whatever you have there, or invite them to something else. Always follow up and never break the communication, because people think and think and think and think, and eventually they'll come to a point they'll go, oh, yep, I'm ready. I want to do this now. Yeah. And also remember, Healy calls to people. I don't know how many of you, if you can give me a chat in the chat, if you give me a one in the chat, if you, when Healy came into your life, if you felt that you were looking for something like that, that actually called you in. So I really want to know if that was the case, if that was your experience, because in my case, that was my experience. And majority of people I talk to, they all have this experience. They were calling in this device, and it's a quantum field. So it's a really important thing to understand. People that really resonate with that and they will say yes right away or really soon are people that are calling this device in. 1111, yes, perfect. So did I. Okay, so another thing that you could do for follow up is share another tool, like a video, a flyer, some extra info if they need one. Give them opportunities and options to explore deeper. Yeah, don't just go and allow them to say no. Ask questions. Also, directly ask, for example, did you review the content that I send to you? Do you have any questions? Would you like to learn about Healy in different ways, how you can use it in different ways? So the more you ask questions to open up the topics of conversation, the more you can know and learn about them. And as we said, when we're communicating, sharing something you loved about it, and how it made you feel and what your experience was, and asking them what would be something that they would love to bring in their life. Yeah. So out of all of this, the basics, of conversation and aligning yourself with who you truly are, you will start finding ways, and people will start coming into your life, and like Healy did, those people, you will start meeting them. Yeah, it's really fascinating how this works. I'm not kidding. So just trust that if you set the intention and you do the actions and get out there and just be yourself and communicate with people, the topics will come up and you will all of a sudden be talking about Healy without realizing. Yeah. So make sure that you do the actions, that you invite people, create some messages for yourself. If you need help, let me know. We can create something in the group. But the most important thing is to work on your energy and work on the simplistic actions. Have a funnel created so you know exactly how you're guiding them through the process. Yeah. So you have a visual presentation of your business. And please don't make it complicated, because it's actually not. It's a really simplistic process. Don't overcomplicate it. And please, this was me. You know me. I have a lot of knowledge. For me, this was the most challenging thing, is to talk about Healy and how do I explain this thing. Yeah. It's not about that. It's about you expressing and not really explaining, but sharing with people what you love about it, how you are using it. They don't need to know what Healy really is. They know by you telling them what they need and how they need it. They know what's the most important thing, and they will trust your energy. So from all of the basics, then you can move them into the 7-day demo experience on the app. And I'll show you next week what to do and how to do it. I will share the screen and show you exactly how to follow that through. But that's it. So in the app, as I said before, when I do the first experience, I have a list of programs that are actually connected to the focus groups. So these are the focus groups that are in the Healy demo app on the Heal Advisor Search app. Yeah, so I will show you how that works, but these are the focus groups that people can choose from. You as a Healy owner, you can go through this Healy demo app. You can test it yourself. I've done all the focuses and I've seen all the programs, and there's exercises in there, and they're really good. They're actually really simple and really good, and it's a beautiful process. So you have improving focus, you have improving mood, improving sleep quality, improving well-being, improving energy, and promoting relief. So all of those are in the Healy demo app. We're going to look at that closer next week. But all the programs, before you give them Healy for 7 days, you can actually give them one program out of that focus group. And if they have no issues with any of these, then I would definitely go to aura scans or coaching module. Yeah, because everybody has limited beliefs, or they have an emotional pattern that they want to shift. So everybody has that, and you can actually simplify those actions and those things in their lives, yeah, and help them achieve things that they would like to. Okay, now let's move on to questions. I'm just going to stop sharing and see if there are any questions for anyone about the sharing. Okay. Your audio broke in between. Great. One is if you were guided to Healy. If Healy called you, yes. Yes, the biggest mistake is being in a hurry to sell. Correct. Trust me, when you surrender into the quantum field, things come to you faster than if you're pushing. Yeah, because when we are pushing an energy, we are contracting, right? If we are actually surrendering, we are opening the energy. So things are actually coming to us instead of us pushing towards them. Your training on intention was fantastic. Helped me so much. I'm glad, Debbie. That is beautiful. I love Healy as I feel good within. I'm able to explore more about myself and to be a better version of my higher self. Beautiful. Resolving my conflicts and suffering with ease and grace, to be in self-realization state more often and doing my inner work happily. I love this. I will be happy if people can be in better lifestyle by my mere recommendation or my sharing. Thank you, Petra, for this. You're more than welcome. I completely agree. We also need to understand that Marcus's vision was to change the consciousness of the world, yeah, to raise our frequency. And to raise our frequencies is to let go of what it's not us, it's not pure us, it's not serving us. So the more we are happy, the more we are content, and the more joy we hold in our body, the more we can be, leading by example and inspiring other people. And that's all we need to do, and everything else falls into place sooner or later. Yeah, so just trust the process, do the actions. Sooner or later you will get the momentum. Okay, Vikash, you have your hand up. Okay, let's see. Let me unmute you so you can ask your question.
Hi, Petra.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a very nice presentation. I would like to ask. I would like to ask that sometimes some people may have many problems in their life, many issues, like they're stuck with finance or they have a relationship problem, and so and so. So, what I understood that basically the problems comes in the aura, then to the chakras, and then to the body. So do we really need so many programs that is there in Healy, or we can just do the aura analysis and through that we can approach?
So depending, yeah. So depending how deep in the body certain issues are, right? So we need to look at it from different levels. So we might feel, and so the way I see it, this is my view, yeah, and by no means the only view. The way I see it, if the issue is already present in the physical realm, that means that the vibration has already been integrated in the physical body. So if it has been integrated in the physical body and is influencing our environment, be it a physical environment or our environment around us or within or without, yeah, we need to look at the approach that looks at different levels. Yeah, so I would definitely look at the aura scan first to actually see what's happening and where those elements are in the field. Yeah, and I would vibrate that scan for a month. And then I would actually look at what chakras are activated or not activated, right? And then I would look at the physical organs around those chakras. And I would go, okay, do I have any issues within the body? And I would help the body to release that energy by supporting myself with meridians, right? Because meridians are connected to the chakras. And I would look at certain physical organs like, for example, programs in bioenergetic, harmonization. I would look at digital nutrition to actually help the body regenerate the cells so it can release the energy out of the physical body. So I would look at different layers. Of course, you can do only the chakra, yeah? But depending on how deep a certain pattern is and where it is in the body, in what layer of the body, yeah? And also how fast do you actually want to have the shift in your life, right? So there's different approaches. If you feel like you're too sensitive and you want to go slow, then there is no problem in going slow and just doing the chakra vibration, yeah? And slowly moving and observing and really journaling around that, yeah? But if you want to support yourself on different levels and explore things in a deeper way, or if you want to actually make things faster, and if you like the dynamic of it, then there's nothing wrong in supporting yourself with different programs either. Yeah, because all of the programs are harmonic programs anyway. So they help to balance, to help the body to balance and come back to balance so it can actually change and shift. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah, definitely. And I would also like to say that the disease, actually, our body is very clever in hiding the disease, right? Suppose we all have we have all the blood parameters normal and we do not feel any like any physical discomfort. I can say that I do not have any disease. But actually, our body is having a mechanism through which it is constantly adapting. Even disease is an adaptation of the body to function, to tackle the abnormal state that is coming. So disease is an adaptation, right? So many times people do not feel externally in their body, but still they may have problems inside them. It is just that it has still not come up. Like a seed is there, but it has not grown up. Okay, or maybe a little branches have come that is not affecting anything, right?
Of course, but the thing is, right? So when we have people that are not aware of things that are happening within the body, that doesn't mean that things are horrible. It just means that the body is out of balance, and it didn't come over a certain point where we could see the extreme expression. Yeah. But that's why I love Healy, is because it can offer us not what is wrong with us, but it can offer us a field of possibility that is currently aligned with us, so we can actually see like a little bit in the future. Yeah. To actually see and start preventing things and shifting things before they happen. So we are energetic beings, and it's, for me, Healy is not a tool to see what's wrong with us and how we can fix it. That's not how I see Healy. I see Healy as a tool of potential. So how can I be the best version of myself? How can I look at the things that, for example, in my business, how can I look at things that I'm currently challenged with? How can I see that in a different perspective? And currently, I can't see that from a different perspective because I'm in this vortex of that frequency that it's blinding me. So I can't see across that point. But Healy is helping me see across that point. So I can say I have nothing, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm happy and fine. That's okay. Those people are not ready to shift. But we are not here to convince anyone, as I said before. We are here to be in our own authenticity, start working on ourselves, and actually lead by example by inspiring people so they can see our transformation. You know what I mean? So it's not about them in a way of, I need to convince you about something and you have this in your body and you need to look at this. No, it's about, this is what I use because it empowers me. This is what I use so I can prevent things for me happening that I don't want. I can use this tool to be aware of things so I can actually notice things sooner, so I can actually respond to the environment, either to my body's environment or to the relationship environment or to the business environment. So I can be responsive in the situations and actually help myself grow faster instead of dropping into the mud, yeah, and then climbing out again, and then coming to the point zero, and then maybe growing, and then something comes back up, you know, another tsunami comes back, and I'm back down into the mud, you know, and before I come back to zero, it's draining and exhausting. And this is how majority of people live. But they actually don't realize that because they've never had an experience of anything else. And we are here to lead by example in our business, to share with them and to show them there is other possibilities in life. And we don't have to convince them to do anything. We just have to show them and be excited because we are the experience. We have experienced that within ourselves. And that is the energy that we are projecting out to them so they will feel it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, and that's what true authenticity for me, that's what true authenticity is. Yeah, and that's how we lead by example in business.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, Vikash? You're welcome. Okay, so do we have any other questions? If not, I will close because we had a bit of a delay in things. There was Priya. Where do I find the focus program? So all the trainings are in my Facebook group. You also receive them every month. By the end of the month, you receive them through your newsletter email. Yeah, you get all the links to the trainings. But I think you are in our Facebook group, Freedom with Frequency. If you're not, let me know, and I can, let me see if I can actually give you the link so you can actually join in there. Give me 3 seconds so I can actually copy this one. Okay, this one, so that's the Facebook group, and all the trainings are in there, so you can access them in the group. What about the new night? Lorraine, what does that mean? You mean it's not diagnosed? Okay. Okay, any other questions? If not, we're gonna close the session tonight. Perfect. Okay, that it is for tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight for our business session. Let us know if that was of value for you. If you would like to have more business sessions coming up, we can prepare that for you as well. Next week we are doing the demo mode. So I'm going to share the demo mode through our phone, through my phone. So I'm going to share all the, you know, step by step how you do that, how I do that with clients. So we can have that play with that, and you can have an insight, and you can actually activate it for yourself as well and start using it for your potential clients that will actually benefit from Healy really beautifully. And I love the demo mode. It's actually one of the really simplest ways to connect with clients, and actually they have really good results out of it. And they're not only programs, there are other exercises as well, so I'm going to show you that as well. Otherwise, thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here. I am truly grateful and honored that you have joined me tonight, and I will be seeing you next week for our demo mode experience, and then we move on to other trainings as well after that. There's some goodies coming this month, and some of the physical body, so we're going to dive into that a bit as well. And there's some really, really good trainings coming in the next 2 months. So, but thank you for everything. So grateful, and I'll be seeing you next week on Thursday, 7 p.m. Brisbane time, 5 p.m. Singapore time. And I wish you a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week ahead. Have a great night.